The opponent will attack you with a punch. It doesn't matter which hand, because you can adjust your defense to match his offense. We'll deal with a right punch now. Evade left and parry his punch, drawing a line with your hand like this, up and over. Your other hand follows and hits his head here. Then a clothesline to the midsection. I evade, strike, clothesline. The point of impact on the clothesline will be your forearm. Striking his midsection can break ribs or solar plexus and will certainly knock the wind out of him, and eventually backwards. It is very important to evade his punch, as your feet must be faster than your hands for this technique to be effective. Here is another counter against a punch. The opponent attacks you with a right. Parry the punch and pull their arm down while you hit the back of his head with your other hand. Now clothesline him in the throat. This is a more damaging technique than hitting him in the body. When you do this technique, dodge, bring them down and strike. The neck is particularly vulnerable, so be very careful when you practice this technique. The setup for this technique is the same as punch counterattack 15, but instead of a clothesline to the body, you soften him up with a palm strike to the body. After the palm strike, grab his arm and neck and turn him counterclockwise and down. Watch again. You catch and turn. When you turn him, his own arm provides you with the leverage to spin him. Just push him on the back of the elbow to spin him. Your opponent will attack you with a right punch. Dodge right while you simultaneously block their punch with your left and strike them in the neck with your right. Reach around and grab the back of his neck and turn his head down into your armpit. With your left arm, bring his arm down to your body and lock his wrist at the elbow. Now twist his neck as you bring them down to the ground. As your opponent goes down, take his arm and wrap it around his neck. Apply pressure to his shoulder while pinning his right wrist to his neck. Place your right knee against his back. If you have performed this correctly, you can twist his wrist here. When you have locked him down like this, he will not be able to escape. When an opponent punches, move like the beginning of Punch Counterattack 18. When you get to this point, you can press down on his arm and neck. Or you can bring your own arm back to bend his arm. If you don't bend his arm, press down on his neck while you turn his head with your forearm. And rotate your left hand down like you are accelerating a motorcycle. At this point, your opponent is locked. And you can take him to the ground and lock up his arm like this. Wrap his arm around your right forearm and then grab your left arm to lock his arm down. Make sure you grab your own wrist. When you get here, twist and turn to take him down. It is important to use your forearm to hit and turn his neck. That is what gives you the leverage you need to take him down to the ground. Twist and turn with your forearm. This technique is a variation of the Punch Counterattack 19. The initial dodge and block are the same. At this point, your right hand will come under his arm to his elbow. Bend and twist his arm back like this. When you get here, rotate your grip on his arm and then with your right hand, grab him by the neck. You will strike his neck as in Punch Counterattack 19 with a knife hand. His elbow is pinned on the top of your arm, and he is locked and helpless. Pull his wrist back and down, and he will go down. And there is nothing he can do.